Yo, YouTube, COVID golfer, brand new golfer, trying to figure out how to lower your scores fast, get better than your buddies, take all their money. If so, this video is for you, COVID golfer myself. Here's 5 tips to help you lower your scores fast. Let's get into it. So we're here at a practice facility because of the daylight saving time. The range is closed over there. I had a few other things to show you guys, but unfortunately, they're just gonna have to be talking points. So if you haven't seen it yet, because of daylight savings time, Taylor does have a quality practice video that we put up before this, so go check that out after this video. Tip number 1 is hitting your driver. And I'm not saying if you're slicing it or hooking it to play your driver over, like the smart shot, but the fact of the matter is when you hit your driver and you're a little more aggressive, you're gonna have your scoring clubs more often. You're gonna have pitching wedge, you're gonna have lob wedge over, say, like a 5 or a 6 iron. Let's say, I wanna hit a 5 iron off this tee because I know I can hit it straight. You're gonna have 200 yards in. Not everybody can expect to hit 2 really good mid to long irons into a green. So straightforward, easy, hit your driver. You're gonna wanna be 100 to 130 yards out, maybe in the rough. You might have to hit a different shot, but that's gonna be better than being 180 yards out or 200 yards from the fairway. If you're always trying to play smart golf, you're not gonna have great scores. Yeah, granted, there's gonna be holes where you're gonna wanna hit something less than driver off the tee if the hole calls for it, but if it's, not much trouble on a hole, par 4, par 5, bang your driver. Tip number 2 is having a go-to chip or pitch shot, whether that's flying it to the hole, spinning it, hitting a 9 iron or a pitching wedge, landing it short, playing a bump and run with a sand wedge. You have to have a go-to chip shot. When I first started, my 54 or my sand wedge was my favorite club. I knew I could land it 5 to 10 yards short. It's gonna roll up close to the hole every time. That is extremely valuable because you're not gonna be hitting every green in regulation. So whether that's flying it a little bit closer to the hole and spinning it with a lob wedge, playing a 54, maybe your gap wedge, landing it a little bit shorter, letting it run. That wasn't great, but you get the idea. Here's a pitching wedge. There's nothing wrong with bumping and running. Yeah, your friends might make fun of you, but they're gonna get mad when you chip it to 3 feet every single time. And they're like, how does this guy make pars? That's exactly how to do it. So having a go-to pitch or chip shot that you're extremely confident, extremely comfortable with anytime you have a decent lie, you don't have to get the ball up fast, being able to pitch and run it like that to 2 feet and having a tap in, maybe that's for a par or a bogey or even birdie if you're up on a par 5 pretty close. Having that in your bag is very essential. Okay, so tip number 3 is playing your shot shape. Whether that's, you're gonna fade it, maybe it's even more than the fade, you're gonna draw it, play the shot, regardless of where the pin is. If you know that you can aim it just a little bit left of the green, you're gonna hit a fade, you're gonna cut the ball, and it's on the green in the middle and you can 2-putt for a par, you gotta do it. Whether that's a draw, if the pin's on the left side or on the right side and you're trying to draw it, it doesn't matter. If you know that your ball's gonna go one way, play that shot. It's gonna be predictable. And like I said before, you're not always gonna hit the green, but if you're not comfortable, let's say, playing a fade because you always draw the ball and you're trying to fade the ball to a right pin and you just absolutely block it or slice it right, it's not going to do you any good. Play the shot shape that the golf gods gave you. 4th tip is knowing how far you hit your clubs. Know your distances. Taylor's going to make fun of me and say, Tyler, you should take notes. Maybe I'm a little bit guilty of it, but I know if I'm going to strike my 7 iron, it's going 180, right? So knowing your distances with each club is going to make your game a little more predictable. And like I said in the previous tip, you're gonna hit a certain shot shape. Knowing I'm 150 yards out in the fairway, I'm not gonna be like, I can definitely, if I absolutely pure this pitching wedge, I can hit it 150. No, man, hit your 9 iron, know your yardages, figure out how to hit your yardages. There's plenty of tips to do that, whether it's TrackMan, using a rangefinder, heading out to the home club, hitting at pins on the course, find out how far you hit your clubs. It'll be consistent, it'll be predictable, and you're gonna have more putts. So before we head to the putting green for the last tip, if you're brand new to the channel, please consider subscribing, liking the video. If you're not brand new, welcome back. Thank you everybody for the continued support. All right guys, we've arrived at the 5th and final tip, and that is getting better at lag putting. When you're trying to get better at golf, you're not always gonna hit it stiff. You're not gonna hit it to 10, 12 feet every single time. You're gonna have longer putts, 30, 40, 50 feet, and being good at lag putting and almost always getting yourself to an easy par putt or your second putt is very, very important. So we're actually going to show you my favorite drill for lag putting. So essentially, everyone always talks about getting it within the leather. So this is your friend circle. You're going to build it out. You're just going to do it all 4 ways. You're going to put it, I just forgot to put the T in the ground. We're not going to talk about that. You're going to put it kind of like, I don't even know what this is. Technically a plus sign, I guess. And here's what I do. I consider anything like 20, 30, or 40 feet or greater a lag putt for me. So I like to walk off my putts. Every pace is 3 feet technically. So let's say I want to go 30 feet this way. I'm going to walk 10 paces. I'm going to put another tee down over here. And I know that I actually kind of blocked my way, but I'm not worrying too much about making this putt. I'm really just trying to get it within the friend zone over there, just to give myself that easy second putt, right? So then, you know, when you get to the course and you're walking these things off, it's very indicative of how slow and or fast the greens are going to be. I kind of push that a little bit, but you're going to take that because it's within that tee. You're going to be able to walk up confidently and knock that bad boy in. This one's a little short. Like, you're going to want to putt it, and you're going to want to practice making these putts, because when you get out there, not everybody's going to give you gimmies. See, I'm very confident to just walk up and tap that in. And even though I didn't get this within my friendship circle, I'm going to try to putt this bad boy out and get used to making 2 putts. So I knew that that one was kind of going to go right to left. If you're going to come and you want to practice left to righters or 20, 30, 40 feet, walk it off, get used to hitting it within your friend zone here, and you're going to get really good at lag putting and making 2 putts from pretty much anywhere on the course. It's going to lower your scores immediately, because when I first started, I was horrible at lag putting. There was 3 putts, 4 putts all over the place. It's a really easy way to ruin a scorecard and to shoot high scores. So
I just want to add another really good goal to have is just trying to aim for 30 putts around. You know, that's pretty much 15 2 putts. So you really think you would probably make a few 1 putts during the round, but 30 putts around, that's a really good goal to have. If you are consistently getting within 30 putts around, you're going to notice that your scores are going to start to drop because, you know, like Tyler said, those 3 putts really add up. It feels like you've just given a shot away, which you have. So really want to try to aim for 30 putts around and start tracking those during your rounds and see, am I really not putting as well as I think I am? Just make sure to have that kind of goal set when you're going out to the course.
So that's a really good point. Tracking your putts during a round is really, really good. I do it from time to time, and my average is anywhere from 29 to 32. And then if I'm over that and I've hit like 10 to 12 greens, you're like, dude, hit the putting green. I tell myself that all the time, because if you have 3 or 4 less putts, you're going to shoot a 74 versus a 78, or you're going to break 80 for the first time. So really focus on lag putting. Being able to 2-putt from anywhere is very, very valuable. There's 5 quick, fairly simple tips to lowering your scores. That's how I lowered my scores pretty quickly. So hopefully you guys are able to take something from this video. And if you're already doing some of these things, great. Hopefully you learned something new. But it's 5 very simple, very quick and easy to practice tips on how to lower your golf scores very quickly and take your boys' money. So that's how I...
Yeah, notice how you said you don't take your girlfriend's money, because that doesn't happen with us.
But we also don't really bet for money that much. We
bet
for
lunch,
breakfast
and Tyler takes
lunch
me to breakfast and lunch every weekend.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. The last match, who won? All right, so prematurely ended the outro. If you guys have any questions on what we're talking about today, any of the tips, any way to practice, let us know. Like I said, we filmed another video today. Taylor's talking about how to have quality practice, not only because of daylight savings time, but also not to be wasting your time. Go check that out. Link will be in the description. Click on wherever I'm putting it right now. If you guys do want to see more tips videos, let's say you want a putting tips video, let us know if you want to see short putts, long putts, lag putting, how to practice your stroke. The more specific you guys are, the more we can help you. So just let us know, again, of what you want to see. If there's any questions, leave them in the comments.
Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.